Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, the channel on YouTube for all things PSG in English. Please subscribe. Today, let's talk about our next Ligue 1 game, which is right around the corner. We're playing Toulouse in Toulouse this Saturday, I think 8 something p.m. French time, so in the evening. Third game of the season in Ligue 1 for us, and the last one before we go into international break. So the last one of this really early phase of the season. And I think, it's going to be a continuation of the physical ramp up and prep ramp up that we've seen from the PSG team against a team which won its first 2 games in Ligue 1. So same as us, only 4 teams have done that. So it's us, Toulouse, Lyon, and Strasbourg, I think. So decently interesting game, I think. At least in terms of the ranking so far after only 2 games. Definitely an interesting one. Toulouse, they won their first game in Nice against Nice 1-0. And then last weekend, they won in Toulouse against Brest 2-0. So they haven't conceded a goal either. They've won their 2 games, and now they're playing against us. So it should be, like I said, it should be a relatively interesting one. In terms of what to expect, the question was actually asked of Luis Enrique during his press conference today. He said he's expecting a low block, which I think is fair. Toulouse, typically, they play a 3-4-3, which has a tendency to become a 5-2-3 or a 5-3-2. So very much expect the same kind of opposition that we got against Angers. Last year, when we went to play in Toulouse, they actually played a 5-4-1 against us. So very much expecting them to display this kind of tactics. It's a team that's it's quite interesting actually. So they finished mid-table the past 2 years. Last season they finished 10th. They've had the same coach as well for it's his 3rd season at the club, so for quite a while now. And they've been building slowly but surely a pretty interesting long-term project that should see them get closer to European qualification territory. And I think that's very much their goal for this season. So they do have not an uninteresting squad. I think it's still a squad that has limits in terms of what it can do, and we can go into that. But I think it's definitely going to be a step up in terms of opposition versus what we got versus Angers and versus what we got versus Nantes. So interesting for us to continue ramping up in this context. We should still be expecting a team that's going to play defensively. It's actually their strong suit anyway. Last season, I was looking at the table of last season. Toulouse, like I said, they finished 10th, and still in finishing 10th, I think they only conceded 7 or 8 more goals than we did over the course of the season. So not a huge difference in terms of defense. So it is a very well organized team. They haven't had changes to their back three, I guess. Their left fullback, it's a little bit of a question. And so it's a team that's been playing together, that's slowly ramping up, that's very well organized, very well structured, that knows how to defend. They're going to be playing low and parking a sort of a bus. At the same time, I watched the game against Brest. It's a team that's not too bad when it comes to offensive transition, and they can there's phases of the game where they try to press relatively high and they go very, very quickly to the front. So they can play on the counter and they can definitely deliver this sort of aspects of the game. And so for Paris, it's an interesting one. I still expect us to get the win because I think we're largely superior to them. But it's not a game that we should take without concentration or without being somewhat mindful of what we're walking into. Last year when we played Toulouse in Stadium, we only won 1-0. Granted, that was right before the return game against Brest in the knockout, first knockout round of the Champions League. So players had bigger things on their mind, and we actually rotated the team quite a bit. Last year, actually, Safonov played the 2 games against Toulouse, and so did Beraldo, which I think tells you a lot. still, like, we only won 1-0 in stadium on a goal from Fabian Ruiz. I think following a corner or something, like a little bit of a shuffle in the area, and Fabian Ruiz scoring on the far post. On the far post. So yeah, like we should be pretty mindful. And yeah, going into this game anyway, looking at the starting 11s, I think it's going to be interesting for PSG as well, because it's going to be a question of how can we keep improving the physical readiness of our team and our players, while also managing the fact that right after this, they're going to be going into international football. And we know that then, like, we've got no control about over their playing time. Obviously, PSG squad and the staff and Luis Enrique typically communicate with the national team coach and tell them what they think like players should play and so on. But obviously, it's not entirely in our hands. So a player like Dembele, for example, who's gonna have 2 games in front of him with the French team. A player like Vitinha, who's played a lot for us and could be playing 2 games with Portugal. But also, yeah, like a player like Pacho or like Marquinhos, who would have to travel quite far to play their game. Yeah, we have to be mindful and like really think in those terms as well. So it could be interesting. And ultimately, like, thinking of what we've seen in the first 2 games of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if Luis Enrique actually like tried to put in place like his usual 4-3-3, but with a potential shuffle towards a 4-2-3-1. And so on paper, it would look like, I think Chevalier will be in goals. That one is pretty much certain. I think Zaire Emery is probably going to play on the right side of defense. Hakimi against Angers looked pretty far from match fit, and I expect with Morocco he's gonna play a lot. So it's quite possible that we'd want to keep it easy for him. And keep him on the bench, possibly to play a few minutes in the second half. In central defense, I expect Zabarni and Pacho to play their first game together, which I think could be quite interesting. Beraldo would be a question mark because he wasn't selected with Brazil, so he's going to be staying in Paris. So maybe they'll want to give him a bit of game time. If so, that'd be either instead of Pacho or instead of Nuno Mendes, who I think would start on the left. So yeah, maybe Beraldo might play on the left, which I absolutely do not like, but it is what it is. Then in midfield, I don't think Vitinha is going to play, and it is a big bet because he's played like the first 2-3 games. So yeah, but like being mindful of the international football, I think maybe it's the opportunity to rest him a bit. And so we played Neves and Ruiz, and maybe like a third one of Doué in central midfield. Once again, in that context of a 4-3-3 that can translate into a 4-2-3-1. And then up front, Kvara is back. Last game, he had a little like muscular thing. There were actually, I heard a rumor, which is very much unconfirmed, so don't take my word for it. But that his little muscular thing against Angers was actually also like the staff sending him a message that he wasn't match fit coming back from holidays. And so benching him and pulling him off the squad for 1 game to tell him that he needs to get more fit. So we'll see, but supposedly he's good to play for this game. So Kvara would be back in the starting 11. And then I see Dembele definitely playing, potentially playing 60 minutes before being subbed off. And then I think Ramos. I expect Ramos to play this game. So we'll see. There's a lot of uncertainty, as always, with Luis Enrique, but even more in this context of this first part of the season, which is kind of a summer prep and trying to get our players back into fitness. But this is kind of what I've got in mind. In terms of the Toulouse team, like I said, like they typically play a 3-4-3, which is very much going to transform, I think, into a 4-3-2, 5-3-2, slash 541. They've got Guillaume Rest, who's the goalkeeper of the French U21 team as their goalkeeper. They've got a relatively a quite strong back three actually of CDB, who's to me their key player. He's a 33-year-old ex-French international. He used to be a right fullback, but now he's more in the center, but sometimes goes to the right as well. Very, very big, big chunky kind of defender, big guy. Not extremely mobile, but quite good with his feet. And typically, when they try to move the ball back from defense, it goes through CDB. So I think for us, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. And I think, if he plays on the right, that'd be the Kvara area of the pitch. And so Kvara, who's very fast, who can dribble and so on, who can provoke, who's not afraid of going shoulder to shoulder as well. That could be a very, very interesting one to watch in an area of the pitch where differences might be made. In central defense with CDB, they also have Cresswell, who's an English guy, ex-Leeds, who's quite strong, playing in the middle of the back three. And they've got Mackenzie on the left of that back three, who's also quite good as a central defender. He's 26, American/Jamaican. Quite solid. He had a couple of really interesting moves in the game I saw against Brest. So yeah, quite a good one to have. The line of four, they've got Dunham, who's sorry. I was thinking of the other one. That's why. Dunham is typically on the left. He's more of a midfield player, Norwegian, but plays this fullback position, I guess, covering all of the side. On the other side, on the right, they're typically this season they've been playing a player called Diane Metali, who's a 19-year-old, so a very young player who's seeing his first consistent starting positions with Toulouse. He's typically more of a center back, but they play him on the right, so he's probably more defensive. And I guess he kind of switches with CDB. Sometimes CDB goes to the fullback position, and sometimes he just goes back and sits in central defense for a while. So that's a little bit of a permutation. In central midfield, there's captain Caceres, and then players they picked up this summer called Sauer, who's more of an offensive midfielder / playmaker. And then the line of three up front, they've got a player called Boho on the left, who's one of their better players. Magri up front, who just is the one who scored the 2 goals against Brest. And then on the right, there's a little uncertainty, but probably Ejuma, who's another 19-year-old from the academy. I mentioned him in my video that I did with some exciting talents to watch in Ligue 1 this season. So he's definitely a very, very talented kid. Fresh off of the Toulouse Academy and one to watch, and he could be starting on the right side of the attack. So yeah, quite an interesting team. Like I said, they finished mid-table the past 2 years. Now they're trying to make a run for a European qualification spot. Honestly, I do see them as a mid-table team more than anything. I do think they've got qualities on the pitch for sure, but I felt looking at the game against Brest, I felt they were lacking a little bit, both in terms of quality and technical quality. Honestly, the game against Brest, Brest didn't really put up more of a big challenge to them, and still they end up with only 80% pass completion, only a very few shots. They scored 3 goals in their first 2 games, but they only have between the 2 games 1.5 xg or something, so they don't really create a lot. They're a team that's quite content sitting on defense and controlling the game. The 2 goals that they scored against Brest were really errors from the Brest defense. The first one is a mistake from their keeper who misses his stop with his hand. Second one is also their defenders not clearing the ball and the attacker taking advantage of it. So they're not. Yeah, I think they're lacking a little bit of quality to really challenge for European position, but they're solid enough in defense to be an annoying one and get enough point to make it to mid-table, which is really what I expect from them. So that's kind of what to expect from this one. In terms of prediction, I do expect a PSG win. I think we do have like way enough quality to see them off. I'd love to start seeing us ramp up in terms of quality of playing. In all honesty, like we picked up 2 wins from our first 2 games, but we didn't see a lot of very exciting stuff from PSG. I'd like for that to start changing. I'd like to see a little bit more. And so like I'd like to see a victory by more than 1 goal, and I'd like to see our forwards actually scoring goals. You know, we can't rely on Fabian Ruiz forever, as much as I love him. So Dembele needs to wake up. Ramos, if he plays, needs to wake up. Kvara, if he plays, needs to score. So like, yeah, I think like a 2-0 or a 3-1 would be like very, very, very possible. And really like minimum that I would want from this game. So we'll see. Saturday night French time. I'll do a last minute video tomorrow before the game anyway, with like all of the latest news if there's anything to report. But yeah, for now, that's kind of what I had on this game. Let me know what you think, what you expect from this one. I think like I very much expect everyone to be looking at a win for PSG. Like I said, like it's not a first tier Ligue 1 team just yet, but it's definitely a solid mid-table team. So a lot better than Angers and Nantes, who are typically fighting off relegation. So yeah, quality is getting a bit better. We're going to be off for international football after that, and then we're gonna come back after the international break with Lens, and then straight into the Champions League. So the season is definitely accelerating from here on. And so yeah, I hope the squad does as well. So let me know what you expect from this game, what your prediction is. Please drop a like on this video. Definitely help for the YouTube referencing and the YouTube sausage factory of it all. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Definitely, like if you want more PSG content, this is the place. So drop a subscribe, hit the bell as well to get notified, and don't forget, ici c'est Paris.